Hi, everyone. So we are going to be taste testing coconut yogurts today. And if you are familiar with coconut yogurt, you know that it is very expensive. So there are a lot of brands available on the market nowadays, and they're very expensive. So I have a recipe for coconut yogurt in my first cookbook, and it's delicious, but it takes a while. You got to ferment it. So, it takes like 24 hours. And sometimes people don't have time for that. So I went to Whole Foods and purchased the paleo-friendly coconut yogurts that didn't have added ingredients. So these are all autoimmune paleo compliant, if I am not mistaken. Um, these three flavors, these three that I bought, are also completely unsweetened. So we will go by brand. I don't remember the cost off the top of my head, but I can tell you that they're each roughly in the $8 to $10 range per jar. But we're going to taste them anyway. So let's start. Coconut yogurt is a great alternative if you are allergic to dairy, as am I, and don't want a soy product. And it's really good for probiotics. It's creamy, it's delicious, it's versatile. You can add fruit to it to make a good snack or a breakfast. You can mix in collagen, carob powder, a lot of things you can do with coconut yogurt. I use it sometimes even to make tzatziki, so it's dairy-free. So let's get cracking. Okay, so one of my old-time favorite brands is this Anita's. It's one of the first ones that I started buying a while back, and I like it because although it is expensive, I feel like you get the largest serving. So with Anita's, it's very, very thick, like very thick, but that's usually because it separates. So you do have to stir it well. And as you stir it, it will thin out. You gotta stir it. It's still very thick, but it goes from being like straight cream to mixing it all together. So stir, stir, stir. And it gets a very good texture. And let's look about ingredients. So Anita's ingredients are organic coconut milk, organic coconut water, organic, and that's it. And then L. acidophilus, S. thermophilus, and other live cultures. So that's it. It's literally coconut milk and live cultures, and very, very thick, which is very nice. I tend to hate when they add thickeners like starches in yogurts. I'm just like, you're doing it wrong. All right, so what I like about this one is that it's definitely got that like cultured tang, but it's also got a very nice natural sweetness to it from the coconut, because coconut is pretty naturally sweet. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I've got a little tropical background because we're doing coconuts today. Anyway, so I like this one a lot. It is very coconutty. Coconut yogurt tastes very coconutty. So Anita's is good. Again, when it's thoroughly mixed, you get a really nice thickness to it. Look at that. Super creamy, super delicious. Anita's. I'm a fan. I get this at Whole Foods. It's the only place I've ever seen it, is the Whole Foods in Old Town Alexandria. Just saying. The coconut cult. I've actually never tried this before. You know why? Because it's super expensive. Also, it's hard to find. Dean and DeLuca in Georgetown had it, and I never went in there. And then by the time I was like, you know what, I should go in there, it was closed. So these say they start with a couple tablespoons, progress from there. These probiotics pack a punch. Consume within 2 to 3 weeks of opening. Don't double dip. Keep other food particles out. You can add it to your thing. So it boasts 25 million probiotics per serving. If you follow Coconut Cult online, you definitely have like a really cute social media campaign. 8 servings per jar. See, I'm not down with that kind of bullshit serving size. Like, this is 2 servings per container, like Anita's. Like, 8 servings, really, y'all? I guess this is more like they want you to treat it more like a supplement, but I don't eat my yogurt like that. Okay, I'm using a fresh spoon, new spoon. So this one off the bat, you don't have to stir it that much. It's pretty already like thick. It's not as thick as Anita's. And it definitely, I can see it looks a little grainy. Like it looks like a little bumpy. Like the fat's not completely like mixed in. It definitely tastes tangier. Not like super tangier, but tangier. And it's not fat. It's the little chunks are almost like coconut, coconut that wasn't like mixed in all the way. I just got some stuck in my throat. I mean, it's yummy, but for the price and the serving, there's better. And plus, like, it's not blended smooth. That's a little bit of a deal breaker. Okay. Kulina, I know I love this one because I bought it before. They have a strawberry one that's amazing. If I'm not mistaken, it is from Austin, Texas. Billions of probiotics. It's an 18-hour ferment, probably the thickest yogurt with time and space continuum. All right, let's see. I love that they're little jars. I literally keep these jars to reuse because they don't have any labels, which honestly, that's a bonus for me. All right. Ooh, that is thick. That's like thick. All right, another spoon. So I am gonna stir it and mix it up because there's always that little bit of like liquid. And again, this is obviously like one serving size situation. Oh yeah, ingredients: organic hand-shucked coconut water, agar, and probiotics. So agar is a thickening agent. It's made from seaweed. So this does have that. But you know, again, it's natural. This one, again, I don't think has anything else but coconut. Ingredients: coconut meat, coconut cream, coconut water, concentrate, coconut water, custom probiotic blend. So again, essentially all the ones. This one's just coconut products. The coconut meat's definitely what makes it like chunky. Not chunky, it's like a little gritty, but no thickener. So this one does use agar, which I personally haven't used, but what's first? Justin's home. But anyways, very, very thick, like very thick. I would say smoother than Anita's in a different way. Like it's got a lightness to it. It is the tangiest and the least coconutty of them yet. So if you don't love coconut, I would say this is probably the one that tastes the least like coconut. And it's very light and airy. Very tangy, which I love. It reminds me of like full fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt, where it's like, you could probably use this like sour cream. So this is the Kulina. This one's excellent. And it's not sweet. Even the natural sweetness from the coconut doesn't really shine through in this. So I would say if you want something that tastes like dairy, this is going to be your best bet, the Kulina unsweetened one. Okay, next up is Coyo. I've only had this a handful of times before, and it is packing a punch. So let's see if they change the formula, because the first time I tasted this, I was like, because GT's brand, they make kombucha. So they're like all about the fermenting process. So raw young coconut water, probiotic cultures, and 100% pure love. I do love their like little stories. It's very like Dr. Bronner's, where they do a lot of stuff on the labels. Okay, so we're gonna try this one. I'm running out of spoons. I use one. Okay, you don't really need to stir it. It's already really thick. It almost like fizzes in your mouth, is how like fermented it is. It's got a little bit of that coconut meat texture, the same as this, right? But not as much. It's lighter, and definitely you feel it. You definitely taste the coconut, like definitely taste the coconut. And that first bite was definitely like, I'm telling you, you could almost feel like it's almost like fizzing, but It's not as much as the first time. When I tried this the first time, I was actually in Texas on book tour. And I remember I bought some for my hotel and I was like, it was like kombucha yogurt, but they've toned it down. So it's good. Again, very coconutty, definitely a tang, but good. I mean, again, I think my favorites so far, like I think these two are actually very similar in consistency and flavor. And these two are more similar, but this one's very coconutty and this one's not. So this is the Kalina. Let me put the label back on it so you guys know what I'm talking about. So these two are comparable, but this one's way less coconut tasting. So again, if you're looking for something that doesn't taste like coconut, I would say this one. However, it's still literally made of coconut, so it's not gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. For those of you watching this, I'm recording on YouTube and for my phone for social media, so hence my line of sight keeps going back and forth. Okay, this one is Coco June. I just bought this for the first time at Wegmans recently. It does have cassava root in it, which they use as an emulsifier of starch, which I'm usually not a fan, but most grocery stores like Wegmans doesn't carry any of these other brands. They don't carry any of these really specialty brands. So I feel like Coco June is the kind of thing that would be more widely distributed. So it is organic coconuts, spring water, cassava roots, and vegan probiotic culture. So it is still paleo and AIP compliant. They're really hard to open, like all of those. And that's I just have to cut the thing off. But anyway, the other one that I tried, I did like. And again, I usually don't like to go with yogurts that have emulsifiers, but I think this one is definitely the most cost effective and it's most cost effective and I think like maybe easier to find. So Coco June, because like silk and like honestly even the forager stuff I feel like has a lot of like they're all paleo ingredients, but they're like added to, I'm not a fan of the forager yogurt. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like it. And Siggy's actually has a dairy-free yogurt that's really good too, but it's not AIP. Wait. Siggy's has a really good one because it's not AIP, but it has macadamia nut in it, but it is really good. It is sweetened though. They don't have an unsweetened one that I've seen, but it's a coconut based one. But anyways, today I just wanted to do autoimmune protocol compliant yogurts, which is why we're doing these. All right. You guys can let me know in the comments if you ever want me to do any other yogurt brands of things. And of course, make sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, so look, once you stir it really, really well, the Coco June gets smooth, which is nice. And it's also pretty thick. Okay, so flavor-wise, it is also less coconutty than the other alternatives. So maybe that's the thing with the brands that do add a little something, something to help thicken. Mild, very mild, but good. I actually like it. Okay. You can't taste anything. Like you can't, normally I feel like I can taste, well, the cassava comes through a little bit, but normally I feel like I can feel the starch in these things and it grosses me out. But okay, so I'm gonna rank them. So number one, my favorite, which I think is the most delicious at the moment, is the Culina, Austin, Texas brand. Does have agar, it is vegan, it is AIP compliant and really delicious. And not very coconutty tasting, but very thick and smooth and light. My second favorite is Anita's. Very strong coconut flavor, but very thick, very delicious, nice tang, really versatile. I actually love I find this one naturally sweet. So if you want yogurt for sweet stuff, like you want to make parfaits with it or mix carob powder, I think this is a good one. I love doing that. I add carob powder to this and some collagen and just mix it up thick and it makes like a nice cream. It's good. So this is my second favorite. Also, in terms of serving size, like your value is going to be really good with this one. Actually, my third favorite is the Coco June. It is surprisingly delicious, which I found at Wegmans and at Whole Foods. So I think obviously more easier to find in stores. Then I liked the Coyo. Again, tangy, smooth-ish, has a little bit of that coconut meat texture, but really strong probiotic punch, which I appreciate. And then the last but not least, or kind of the least, is the coconut cult. I think that it's a little hyped up, overhyped up. Maybe my expectations were really high, maybe. But I found that it had like too much coconut meat chunks in it. It got stuck in my throat. And just didn't love it. Didn't love it. So you know, coconut yogurt is delicious in sense of it's a really good way for us dairy-free folks to get probiotics into our diet. And honestly, sometimes it's nice to have something creamy and delicious. And while you can buy these, of course, and spend the hard-earned money on coconut yogurt, you can also very easily make coconut yogurt. You can buy it by using your probiotics and mixing it into coconut cream. I have shared a video of doing it on my Instagram reels, but I do have a recipe for coconut yogurt in this book as well. And again, really easy. You can actually like buy one of these and use half of it to make more yogurt. So anyways, if you have questions, drop them in the comments and make sure to subscribe to my channel and to my newsletter and all that good stuff. So let me know what else you want to try. I think AIP barbecue sauces are next on the list. So stay tuned. Bye.